you're new to the world of computing, you might think that all computers are based on Intel processors and use a version of Windows to run all the software, but you'd be wrong. In 1984, Apple made using a computer that much easier, thanks to Windows, menus and a mouse. Ever since, the Macintosh range of people-friendly machines has been a favourite among designers, publishers and artists. But in the 90s, Intel-based computers got a similar friendly interface thanks to Windows 95. Ever since, Apple has struggled to stay profitable while owners have become nervous.
Our customers need to know that Apple's going to be here 10 years from now. Well, we've spent the last 10 months working like crazy to try to do just that.
And that means making a computer for cost-conscious families, not high-paying professionals.
This is iMac. We are targeting this for the #1 use that consumers tell us they want a computer for, which is to get on the internet.
It's still a Macintosh that claims to have a Pentium-beating processor at its heart, but it's supposed to be fun. A translucent casing makes it possible to see inside it. The mouse lights up, and it's all in one unit. So the question is, with the right software and the right price, will people buy the iMac instead of a different type of PC? If they do, iMac's success could help save Apple. If they don't, how long will it be before beautifully designed computers are a thing of the past? If furry balls, rackets and tight shorts are your thing, then you'll love Game, Net and Match, a tennis game that serves up a real treat for PC fans. By not using motion capture, the programmers have compromised impressive-looking graphics for sheer playability and ball-hitting fun. Besides, how amazing can you make a tennis game look anyway? Game, Net and Match has an array of customized features from the color of your player's shirt to personalized playing skills, as well as offering a range of different court surfaces allowing you to display your best serve and volley technique. The game is simple and addictive, whether playing against a friend or over the internet. There's a selection of different views from which to play, but some are more awkward than others and will hinder any serious Grand Slam or tour ranking ambitions. The gameplay is fast and smooth, and the various shots are easy to reach and execute, either in singles or doubles mode. The players all have their own particular strengths, meaning the computer opposition is no walkover. PC owners have long been deprived of a good tennis game. With Game, Net and Match, all you'll need to really enjoy yourself are the strawberries and cream. No one knows for sure who invented kites, but more than 2,000 years ago, the Chinese were making fragile designs based on birds, animals and insects. Hundreds of years later, people in Europe began to experiment, and at the Kite Aerial Photography Internet site, you can discover how cameras were attached to kites for a whole new view on the world. Today, fans are still taking pictures from kites, whether they're using faithful reproductions or one of the many complex designs that often appear at kite events. The results can be both fun and fascinating. Camera-carrying kites are just one of many types, and here at the Kite Shop, you're bound to find one that'll suit you. Some are for beginners, others are for the more dedicated. Organisations cover the globe, and if you ever thought you had to stand still to use a kite, then think again. All these shapes, flying styles and new terms can be confusing. Finding somewhere that's flat and very windy is just the start. Kite Paradise is one of the many unofficial sites set up by someone whose aim is to make everything about kites fun and simple to understand. If your kite isn't doing what it should, there are plenty of tips on how to recognise and fix problems. The smallest details in knot tying, fabric and elasticity make a big difference. Alternatively, if there's no wind, a digital kite may help you to pass the time. Kite flying is a science, a hobby, and for many a serious sport. To enjoy it, you don't need to be rich, super fit, or super strong. You just need a bit of patience and the right kind of weather. The web can tell you everything you need to know about this ever-changing subject and the people who make it so much fun. It's one pastime that's bound to put a little lift in your life. Joining the huge array of combat games on the market is Cardinal Syn, a fighting game that'll appeal to all those fans of fantasy. Each of the 8 available characters are highly original and fun, such as Heckler, the prancing harlequin. The graphics, though, aren't so impressive, as all the fighters seem more amusing than realistic. The backgrounds, though, are detailed and well designed, and contain some rather imaginative interactive objects. These include small channels of lava that can burn you, patches of toxic waste, and mining carts that run you over. To help you overcome your opponent, you can gain power-ups by smashing any of 3 boxes in each arena. Find the magic sword, for instance, and your attacks will become far more damaging. Collect all 3 items and you'll become virtually impossible to beat. As in Soul Blade, every character has a special weapon, from long swords to golden birds. Although many moves are available, you really need only 2 basic attacks to defeat your opponents. So, as each battle can be won quickly, the game is a little too easy to complete. Cardinal Syn is great fun to play and offers something slightly different from most games in this genre. Don't expect to be playing it for too long, though. Another combat game arriving soon on the PlayStation is Dead or Alive, and although still in development, it already looks like a knockout. With a large choice of bouncy characters and some rather cool special moves, Dead or Alive certainly seems to be swinging in the right direction. Like Tekken, no weapons are involved, so the fighting is very much a hands-on experience. Graphically, each competitor looks and feels both solid and well-rounded. As every character has very different skills and techniques, keeping abreast of all the various fighting styles can be quite testing. The female characters in particular can be difficult to control, but you'll soon start mastering those tricky combinations. The gameplay is fast and frantic, especially on the harder levels, and the sound effects are already intense and explosive. It won't challenge the likes of Tekken and Soul Blade, but Dead or Alive has many unique features and will certainly stick out from the ever-growing combat crowd. The internet's full of information, but finding the truth can be a nasty surprise. In Deep Impact, a TV reporter discovers that a comet is on a collision course with Earth. And it's really, really big.
Put another way, this comet is larger than Mount Everest.
And so the special effects problems begin, as 4 teams were asked to create models and digital simulations of the comet's arrival.
It's coming up fast.
ILM, veterans of the Star Wars series, built the modified space shuttle that attempts to land on the comet. Computer-generated ice trails and rocks were required to pummel the ship as it approached the giant rock. Once on the comet, physical effects took over as the shuttle's crew needed to float over the surface while ferrying a cargo of nuclear weapons. Careful use of wire rigs to fly the actors around and digital wire removal in post-production gave the illusion of a low-gravity environment. However, when impossible stunts were needed, a computer-generated astronaut took over. Unfortunately for our heroes, the asteroid only breaks into 2 pieces, and now they're both heading for Earth. Instead of hitting Earth straight on, the first comet flies over the United States before striking the ocean. Here, the problem was creating a realistic fireball and smoke trail. Particle systems, computer code that copies the way things like clouds and water behave, was the answer. And particle systems played an even bigger part in the reason all these people are running away. Something hitting water very fast makes a very big wave. Water is one of the most difficult things to simulate. The physics involved are incredibly complex, And since James Cameron's movie The Abyss, nothing like Deep Impact's immense scale has been attempted.
Our tidal wave's about 1,200 feet high. It travels at about 600 miles per hour, and it's basically just going to sweep right through anything in its path, causing devastation.
With digital copies of Manhattan's famous buildings, destroying them was far easier than with physical scale models. That's just the first comet, but there's one more to come, and there's no water to stop this one. Well, while everyone waits for disaster to strike the Earth, you can pass the time by entering our competition to win a PlayStation. Just do it before that comet hits. Hopefully you'll join me next time, and until then I'll leave you with the cute but mischievous